How's it going, y'all? Today, we're going to be taking a look at Space Elevator. This is a map available for download on mod.io for BONELAB, and it was uploaded by myself. This is the same myself that developed the Backrooms Withering Reality map. Oh, wow. See, the reflections are being a little goofy, but that's typical. I'm very excited to play this map. When talking with the map creator, who I'm still deciding on whether or not I want to keep calling him myself, but I guess that is his chosen name until he tells me otherwise. When talking with myself over personal messaging, and asking him about some information concerning the new Backrooms Withering Reality update, I told him that I had in mind to play this map and to give it a shot. He seemed pretty excited about that because he said that he was really excited about the lore that he added to this map. He said that he wanted someone to try and figure it out. So, as I promised to him, I'm going to do that. I love that we spawned right into the more communal center, the cafe area, although I don't know if I saw a door on this. Okay, here it is. I mean, I guess despite the fact that there is a door here, which I do want to climb. Can I climb under? Yeah. And you can actually grab the bottles. Which, I'm sorry, I didn't pay for that. Man, what's really interesting is the ambiance in here is actually quite loud. I try and make sure that my audio in my VR headset is just as loud as it's going to be in the final video so I can monitor it better, but it's kind of hard to tell with this one. But this bar is really tight. But anyway, I have a strange, haunting feeling that this bar has nothing to do with the lore. I could be wrong. I want to take one more look out at the view, which is so cool. Okay, let's get into it. I'm also doubly excited to check out this map because I get to use this map as an excuse to get away from some homework. I've been facing a lot more challenges with my classes recently because I've been given a much bigger workload, and I've been looking for a reason to step away from the computer for a little while, which is ironic considering I stepped away from one computer just to strap another one to my face. This is a really, really big room. Ooh. Is this going to have lore on it, or is it just a... Indeed. August 14th, 1958. I still sometimes find myself gazing through the windows. I like to think of going home to see Amy again. I know she's still there somewhere. I just know. But I'm afraid whatever is going on down there is far greater than anything we could ever imagine. So is that to say that, I guess, that is beginning to help me place a date, although, I don't know. I want to see if this big rotunda area is going to end up acting like some kind of checkpoint for everything. I don't know how many levels this has. I see our friends the Vases are here. But Amy, okay, so interesting note. And that was 1958. And something is apparently not going down well there on Earth. So, it's gonna make me... Okay. A couple days later, nobody remembers him. Not even my husband. The source of all my joy is just gone. I knew this was not a solution. There isn't one. Will, if you're reading this, goodbye. I will join my son. And another one. I wonder if these paintings have anything to do with the lore as well. August 7th, 1958, which is the same as that one. Sarah, I really do love you, and I will try to help as much as I can. When you get here, go meet me at the diner. I want you to meet Dr. Miller. He says he can help. I know what you're living through is hard. But please, give him a chance. So there's a woman that is struggling with something. A widowed... So, it's possible that a woman, Sarah, I guess? So, Sarah is, if it's the same woman that's mentioned in both of these, Sarah is a woman who... Wait. Sarah and Will could be married. If these are related to each other, Sarah and Will are married. Sarah is dealing with the loss of her son. But the issue is this one feels as if it's more of a friend. Simply because he says he can help. I know what you're living through is hard. As if excluding himself, so that saying that his pain, he doesn't feel the same pain. But if that's to say that's just an error in writing, then I'd say then probably that's a husband and wife who's struggled a lot. And I'm wondering, is there going to be anything on top of these? No. Okay. Nothing. Same painting, though. So a woman who misses her son, and a man who possibly could be her husband is recommending help from, assumedly, a doctor who deals in curing the certain ailment that this specific woman is suffering. And then someone who's regretting leaving someone back on Earth. So obviously this place was some kind of escape for what's happening down below. More paintings. My vase friend is here. And this time the painting is moved. Really big rooms, though. Could have fit more rooms if they just condensed them a little bit. This one doesn't even have a bed. Oh, this is much bigger. Much bigger. Oh my gosh. Oh, that kind of scared me for a second. That's interesting. So it's not a true reflection. I mean, it is of my character, but that's to say that there's probably another room built behind the glass. I don't know how this engine works. I don't know how it processes information when it comes to reflections and such. Or maybe it's just an entire room, and then our reflection is just pasted over top of it. I'd assume that's probably what the case is, which would mean that reflection was just an entirely other room built right behind the false mirror. we'll just continue on the same level. Soda machines, classic. Which is kind of funny. I mean, I guess space elevator means that this still goes down to the surface, so it could be restocked. So, and then, okay, and then this goes back into the cafe area. Well, let's go back. There were some areas. We'll go into this rotunda here. Let's see what this is. This just looks like a storeroom, which it is. Okay. Gotta check everywhere, seeing as there's lore. Because this really is, that's really what this is this is like a lore hunt. Learn as much as possible. Now, those are big elevator doors. They're just elevators, so... And they're functional. I mean, I guess it is called Space Elevator. I don't know why I'm so surprised that there's an elevator. These are pretty cool couches. Very space-agey. Wonder if those are custom props. And more rooms. Ooh, a lot more rooms. Well, for the sake of knowing where we are, I'll go start right here and move counterclockwise. Just hope I don't get anything out of order. I do like how it was only the couple clipboards in the beginning to at least get us hooked to the story. I thought that was a really, really nice touch. Because now we'll be rewarded for exploring further, which is something that the map creator is very good at. He's very good at getting you hooked on playing the map and then rewarding you for continuing to play. That's the pattern that I noticed in the Backrooms Withering Reality map as well. Same couple pieces of artwork. I'm not like missing clipboards that are like hiding behind the couch, am I? No. Oh, and this hallway does end. Okay. That actually makes this a little bit easier. Ooh. Please don't be copyrighted. It sounds old enough. August 6, 1958. Everything is going to be fine. I spent all of my time worrying about it, but now, this view, this is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. The future is finally bright. I'm certain. I do like this music. So, someone's life was made better, and I love the touch of the music as well. It magnifies the emotion behind this note. Someone's life was made better by escaping here. What I'm also wondering is where everyone went, which I hope will be a question that gets answered as well. Oh. Is there going to be a clipboard underneath this? Can I move it? I can move it. Come on. The least I can do is help put things back. That's about all I can do. I guess I'll take this with me. Come here. The only thing I don't like about these BONELAB clipboards is you can't just reach out and force grab them. You really have to get your mitts on them. Okay, so end of the hallway. And I will put this right here so as to remember where I came from. Oh, pool. Okay. I'm very excited now. Happy I saved this side for last. Okay, ooh, new painting. Very interesting. No clipboard, though. I guess in space, like, because this is right above a residential area, so either the space between the floors is incredibly thick, or I guess at this point, gravitational force, I don't remember which one is centrifugal and which one's centripetal, but one of those forces is... Oh, you can actually... Oh, this is nice. One of those forces, well, I guess both of them actually would make a space elevator possible, because you'd only have to account for the weight that's being... that's still under the influence of direct downward gravity. At least if I remember that. I don't remember if it was Vsauce or who it was that made a video about space elevators. This is a nice little cozy room. I really like this. I like the purple lighting. Super cozy. And the wood panel ceiling as well. Really makes it feel like a 60s motel. In a good way. Now let's see what was on the other side of this little roundabout area. There's bound to be more, if not just the elevators. Which may be the case. Okay, so... I assume there must be 3 levels. This one only goes up to this one. Oh, I didn't bring the clipboard. Oh well. We know what it said. And this takes us back down to the ground... Well, ground floor. I don't know if we can really call it a ground floor. Take this one down, I assume? Yep. Ooh. How far down are we going? Oh, you can actually see the... Oh, that's beautiful. We're gonna open up now? Wow. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. But now that's making me wonder, is that going down or are we going up? Or why is this even doing this? Oh man, I wish I could get a good enough picture for a thumbnail. Is this like the observation deck? Must be. Although it's funny, it looks like there's no glass here. Which would be odd considering there's no glass here. It'd be kind of strange considering at these levels you're really in space. There's no air. Maybe it's just really nice force fields. The thing is, all the notes so far have taken place in August of '58. Alright, I'm gonna just go all the way around this observation deck real quick. I do think it's also strange that the sound of the elevator is this loud everywhere you are. That can't make for a very good living experience. Sorry, I have to rotate with my stick a little bit here because I'm getting tangled up in my cord. I'm going to say we've probably been all the way around. Yeah, just about. This is really amazing. And I wonder, is there any lore hiding back here? Come on. I mean, I doubt it, but can never be too sure. I almost died. Very nice. Oh, here's a clipboard. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I'm sorry about your desk. Get away from the glare here. August 4th, 1958. Mission report: launch was successful aside from some mild turbulence. Approximate time until destination is 5 days. Waiting for further communication. So, could this be the launch notes from a flight that took people here? But that would be August 9th if that were the case, and we've been reading letters from the 7th. There's only one way to go, and that's up. I'm going to take this with us, because this one I understand the least. Just going to run up these stairs. This is honestly so beautiful. I wish I could figure out how to do fisheye, so just so I could capture all of this in one go. Ooh, that's nice. That's a beautiful shot. And the one warm light right here. Let's just go all the way around. This is a really impressive map. I'm loving this so far. And this just stops here. Oh, and that goes all the way down to the planet. Well, with that in mind, it almost feels like we're constantly being accelerated upwards. Like the elevator is just continuing to go. But I need to go down, figure out what's going on here. Because if there is a complete story here, I feel like I'm missing it. I'm also wondering is where the heck my elevator went. I almost also feel like these boxes are going to contain something that, I mean, I don't know. Give me lore. Okay, so no lore. So many things, bro. Okay, there's my elevator. I didn't go all the way around the observation deck, but I think it was pretty much the same the whole way around. I can't get over this. This is so cool. So let's go back up. This is very cool, though. I'm just wondering if it's only the 3 decks. Admittedly, I did not take a very close look at the description for this. Only that there was some lore to be enjoyed. But if it really is only the 3 levels, then we don't have as much to work with as I thought we did, but this will still make for fun. I do want to go back and grab the other clipboards, so I'm going to go back up and grab that real quick, and then we'll reconvene and then move forward from there. Okay, so we've got all the clipboards. That is, if there are only the 5 of them in this map, they're the only ones I could find. What I want to do now is I want to put them in order of date. August 7th, August 6th, I think we have multiple from August 7th actually, August 4th, another 7th and a 14th. Sorry, Vasey, you gotta move over. So, going from the 4th, this was the launch. And it says approximate time until destination is 5 days. Which means that the arrival for this mission, if the launch was on this day, would have to be no sooner than August 9th. Which means that everything right here takes place before that. So, successful launch. 2 days later, some visitor on the space station, or I guess on the space elevator, has gotten here and feels like everything is going to be better. And let me go back to that, actually, because I almost feel like I'm missing something on that. I spent all of my time worrying about it. I wonder what it is. So this is someone who loves a woman named Sarah, who's worried for her well-being, and knows a Dr. Miller, who offers help. And he could be met at the diner. And if this is the diner and not a diner on Earth, then that's to say that they made it up here. In the next room over, the same day, something is causing people to forget. Nobody remembers him, not even my husband. The source of all my joy is just gone. I knew this was not a solution. There isn't one. Will, if you're reading this, goodbye. I will join my son. So what it looks like on the surface is a woman's son has died, and something is causing people to forget things. And this, presumably coming to the space station, was not a solution to that, because here people are still forgetting. Will, if that's her husband, has also forgotten, presumably the two of theirs' son. And a week later, I still sometimes find myself gazing through the windows. I like to think of going home to see Amy again. I know she's still there somewhere, I just know, but I'm afraid whatever's going on down there is far greater than anything we could have ever imagined. So, something that may be causing people to forget, some great catastrophe. If I know science fiction, then the space elevator could have possibly been built by people with a lot of money, hoping to escape whatever calamity is happening down on Earth. And it seems that some of the people here are starting to find out this wasn't the solution, that the problems just followed them. It was supposed to be an escape. Everything was supposed to be finally fine. And yet, it failed. Who could have known it would have ended like that? But why should any of it matter? After all, in the end, it will all be forgotten. So with that little bit more information, I almost feel validated in saying that something is causing people to forget. Period. And maybe some folks thought that getting away from Earth was going to be the answer. What I'm wondering is what happened to the people on the space station. Space elevator. Maybe they turned into our vase friends. Maybe they are the ones that have acted as our guides all throughout myself's maps. That could very well be. They've forgotten so much that they've just simply turned to vases. I will admit, if that is all the lore that we're given, that isn't much to go by, but it does allow for a lot of speculation and a lot of creative liberty in deciding for yourself what the lore is. A woman who's brokenhearted about the loss of her son? A man who's worried about the woman he loves and wants to try and help her find help? Another visitor who feels that he's finally escaped all the worries that have plagued him on Earth. And all the folks that seem to be forgetting things down on Earth. A man who's missing his sweetheart down on Earth, but doesn't feel that it would be possible to reconnect with her. The story in this map is definitely a confusing one, but it's very intriguing, and I hope to find out if there's going to be more lore and maybe even another map connected to this one. For all we know, the whole world has become the Backroom's withering reality. For all we know, these maps are connected. I think the atmosphere in these is absolutely beautiful. And I hope to see more from a map like this, because this is really cool. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I am so happy I came back for this. Wow. That is quite the map. This is beautiful. How far out can I go? Oh, that's pretty glowy. Pretty sparkly. Wow. This is amazing. Ooh. But with that being said, I have really enjoyed this map, and I'd like to know your take on the lore in it. I'd invite you all to check this map out and support the creator. I'll have a link for that down in the description. I'll also have a link where you can support me down in the description. And if you wouldn't mind liking and maybe even subscribing, or at the very least considering it and sharing my videos with other people who you think might like it, that'd really make my day. I love making this content, I love sharing it with people who love it too. If you have a recommendation for a future video, you could put that down in the comments below. And until that next video, y'all take care.